everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Everyone wishes to live their best life. We experiment with various ways to achieve that, whether it is through study, competing, finding a partner, working hard, or admiring someone who inspires you. It is the quality of our inner being that does it all, or grapples with fulfilling life's calling. For the past 20 years, the Brahma Kumaris in Washington, D.C. has been a space for any and everyone to enter into and experience one's soul calling. From 1997, the center opened in an old rickety house on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring, Maryland, where cars and trucks that passed by would shake the space. But when you were inside, it was a peaceful and powerful sanctuary for all who visited. Since then, over 2,500 events, 17 city and nationwide initiatives, 21 awards, 2 meditation museums have served youths, senior citizens, entrepreneurs, scientists, authors, women, interfaith, the disabled, environment, small businesses, arts seekers, and even leaders. Millions of lives have been served, either through social media, the popular America Meditating Radio show, or through exhibitions, lectures, partnerships, and programs held in the meditation museums and centers. We look at 20 years of service as a continued journey of love, courage, wisdom, and determination with friends from diverse backgrounds and thought, who believe a better world is possible when we make ourselves better human beings. Meditation is an important tool that helps us to gain greater clarity, insights, and inner power so we can make healthy choices and amplify our capacity to live a full life. In times of great anxiety, insecurity, and fear, meditation is an essential practice for everyone to gain stability and inner strength. Just look at what a few dedicated, purposeful, and kind group of committed people have been able to achieve in 20 years. Thanks to everyone who have supported us along the way. And thanks in advance to those who believe in our work and power of intent. Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museums, where peace is inside. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating. Everyone, welcome to your Spiritual Vaccine Hour. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. If you've been with us for the last, 3.5 or 4 months, as you know by now, our Brahma Kumari's meditation museums have been closed since March 16th. It's been months, and Spiritual Vaccine was birthed as a result of the closure to keep us up, to keep our minds fresh, to keep our eyes sparkling, to keep our hearts full of love. And can I tell you, last night, Portia Davidson, who's been a close friend of ours, there was just this sense of, we were talking after the show last night, and we were saying it's been this really precious sense of a community that we feel very much of a belonging with each other. Whether we've known each other before or not, there is a net of safety. And I don't know if I'm speaking for all of you there that have been tuning in every night, but for those of us here, we just feel this sense of safety. And why I feel that is, we've opened up, Baba's, who we call God, living room, and we've been so transparent and vulnerable in sharing the love of our wonderful Sister Gita, who sometimes has some good days and some not so good days. Today wasn't a very good day for her. She was fighting with Brother Santosh today, which we actually had never seen before. In Indian culture, we have this wonderful festival called Raksha Bandhan. And Raksha Bandhan is a very sacred, kind of a celebratory festival, but for us at the Brahma Kumaris, it's more of a bond between the soul and the Supreme Soul. In Hindu culture, it's where the sister ties a sacred thread on the right wrist of the brother. And I don't know if, you could see my Rakhi here. So the sister ties it on the right wrist of the brother's hand, and he gives sweets, he gives money, and he promises to protect her for the rest of his life. So in our spiritual tradition, we tie it with the soul having a very deep bond and deep connection to Baba, knowing that Baba will protect the soul forever. The body is one thing, but the soul is a complete other topic. The soul is imperishable, immortal, eternal. The body is not. So when we're tying the Rakhi, it's not that we're tying it to the body, but we're really creating this atmosphere and this experience of the soul being bonded to God on the journey of its path. It's a very, very beautiful celebration. So as you all know, Sister Gita still doesn't know what Corona is. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, Sister Gita is one of our elder sisters, one of the best teachers of our family. And, in the last year or two, her memory or sense of self has been waning on some days more than others. And because in our spiritual community, it is of utmost importance for us to respect and to sustain and help those who are elder to you. And even though she's young, she's still elder in soul language. So I've shared with you in the past the story about her having a conversation with someone over the phone, and the person was saying, "Don't you know who the president is?" And Sister Gita was like, "Trump? I never heard that name before." And then the guy was like saying, "Oh, come on, you know who Trump is." She goes, "Who is he? I never heard that name before." Then the conversation went on that he was telling her about this virus and how the virus is dangerous and how it's been killing so many people. And he told her the name of Corona, and she told him, "I don't know why everybody keeps talking about this girl. Who is she? What does she do?" So it became a big, hilarious moment for us on the set. You can only imagine. So even up until today, one of the things about Santosh is that he's very motherly, and Santosh takes care of all the technical work and all the work behind the camera, the lighting, the audio. So he has to play many roles in a day, and one of them is to make sure that Sister Gita social distance, keeps her gloves on, and keeps her masks on. So I don't know what happened today, but for the first time, Sister Gita basically said, I'm not talking to him anymore because he made me not talk to people. And so it was like, and then I'm in the back here and I'm overhearing Antonia going, listen, Santosh doesn't mean you any harm. Don't you understand? Sister Gita, there is a really bad virus out there. I don't know why people keep talking about this thing. What you don't understand is he wouldn't let me talk to anybody. So it just went on and on and on. So today was like that. But it was such a beautiful day. I mean, I wish I could show you some pictures of the day, but the weather was perfect. The temperature was cool. Everyone had on their masks, their gloves. The cars drove in and out around the house, around the island. And we made a beautiful dish called, can you help me, biryani, which is a Hyderabad special. If you hadn't had biryani, try it. Google it. Don't ask me how to spell it. Just Google it. But it's well known out of Hyderabad. So we had biryani, we had puri, we had sabzi, which is like a vegetable dish. We had cake, we had pineapple tart, mango, watermelon. Is everybody getting hungry? Watermelon, kiwi, and all of those things. And it was a day of respect, love, respected space. I saw an angel today, Samiksha. The last time I saw Samiksha, I believe Samiksha was about 6 years old. And when I saw Samiksha today, everyone, Samiksha was 13 years old. A big, beautiful young lady. Even though all I could see were her beautiful eyes, I could feel the energy of her presence. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. I mean, these kids are literally growing up in front of my eyes. And of course, for those of you who have gotten used to Akshay, he's been sharing. He came by. He says, please, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to be available. You just tell me I want to be of service. So Akshay and Durga, his mom, they were with us. And we just had a nice day. We played a lot of Indian music in honor of the Raksha Bandhan celebration. I was honored to see our beautiful sweet sister, Reverend Sylvia Sumter from Unity of Washington, D.C., who just spent time just sitting social distance and watching the scene. And of course, my sweet other sister, Dr. Kanu Kogan. So it was one of those days. And I don't believe today we were searching for peace, except maybe for Sister Gita and Santosh. But, but in terms of for us, we were in a place of peace today. And I'll tell you why. You don't have to search for something that you haven't lost. But you can definitely search for something that you might have forgotten. And I know that at times we feel like we've lost our peace, like you'll say, I lost my peace today. And it's like, I forgot my peace today is the better way to talk to the self. Because when you forget your peace, then a whole different person can emerge. And it can lack harmony, it can lack power, it can lack stability, and it can lack love and empathy and compassion. When you look at the world today, and you look at some of the decisions that people have made in the world. I was overhearing, Antonio was telling me today about the care, the concern that teachers are having going back to school, and they don't feel that they're ready. And there's some teachers that are thinking of retiring, and they just don't feel like all the guidelines are in place for school to be reopened. So what's happening is that there's a sense of anxiety and there's a sense of fear, and that contributes to us feeling peaceless. And when I allow the external situation to weigh so much more weight and to weigh bigger than what my power of inner peace is, then I reach a point that I could live for a very, very long time forgetting that I am Om Shanti. Now, when I started the show, I started with Om Shanti. Om Shanti is, the reminder. That's why I said we forget. We don't lose it. Because sometimes you can lose something and never get it back. But sometimes, like, I just forget where I put my keys. Or I forgot where I put my glasses. Today, I was trying to read a blessing that was given to me. And I go, Kanu, could you read my blessing? I don't have my glasses. Kanu says, it's on your head, Sister Jenna. I went, oh, that's like how you lose your peace, is that you don't lose it, you forget it. And once you forget it, you go, oh, but let me just remember. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, that don't ever feel you've lost it, but you've forgotten. And as a result of you forgetting that you are Om Shanti, then you can make the responsible decision to say, well, let me return to my Shanti, because that's the original nature of the soul. It's the original religion of the soul. It's the original stage of the soul. It's the original identity of the soul is Shanti, is peace. And the only reason why we go searching for anything to give us happiness, to give us love, to give us peace, it's because we have forgotten who we are. So we go into these physical relationships with people because we want love, we want happiness, we want peace, and we forget, but that's what I am. We go to look for another job because the one that I'm at, I lose my peace over and over again when I have to talk to that manager of mine. I forget that I'm peace. We try to compromise our ethics when it comes on to money or finances, and we try to cheat people along the way. And as we cheat people along the way, vibrationally, I lose my peace. Somewhere along the way, it comes back to grab me. So, if I'm forgetting that I am peace, and as a result, I think I'm losing my peace because I'm forgetting that I am peace, just imagine the complexity in my personality that I'm creating. So when I forget that I am Om Shanti, which means I am a peaceful soul, I make a whole bunch of silly decisions. I could talk to people in an arrogant way. I can talk to people in an angry way. I can lie to people when I don't have my peace. And to be very honest with you, and it's something you might want to jot down, ego feeds off of peaceless people. Ego feeds off of peaceless people. It will feed from peaceless people. Because the issue with ego is that it never wants you to discover who you really are. The moment you discover who you are, ego no longer has a role to play in your consciousness. So when the ego doesn't have a role to play in your consciousness, it won't forget. You won't forget, rather, that your original nature and original religion is peace. It'll be impossible for you to forget that your original nature and original religion is peace, because ego doesn't exist. Ego cannot stand a peaceful person. Ego cannot debate with a peaceful person. Ego can never deceive a peaceful person. Because what ego does, it feeds the energy of attachment to a limited interpretation of the self. Did you get that? Ego feeds an attachment to a limited personality of the self, a limited identity of the self. And let's say, for example, I have the ego that I'm a woman. So women are supposed to do certain things, and
Let's say I'm in a car and the tires go flat and I'm like, oh, I'm a damsel in distress. I have to wait for someone to come and rescue me. It's the middle of the night and I've got a crowbar and I've got the jack and I've got the spare tire. Let me get out of this car, pump it up, move the tire and carry on my business. Because the ego says, I can't change a tire. I'm a woman. And I could sit there and wait and something that comes along might not be a good thing. But what if I go beyond the attachment of the label, the gender, the religion, the nationality, the culture? And I start to explore new dimensions of my personality. I begin to recognize that I'm bigger than my gender. I'm bigger than my religion, which means I can be a Christian and just adore and love a Hindu. It means I could be somebody who practices Islam and I could love somebody who is Judaic. And there would be absolutely no difference in my ability to either be married to somebody of a different religion or to be best friends with someone who's a different religion. The intolerance that we're witnessing in our mankind is because of ego. The attachment to these roles and titles and limitations which are threatening people's sense of worth and dignity. When you have invested so much in yourself, thinking you're a woman, a man, a doctor, a yogi, a teacher, rich, good-looking, an American, a Russian, or this, and something happens to completely take that away from you, to completely put the kibosh on it, where it begins to say, it's not a big deal if you're a man, it's not a big deal if you're a woman, it's not a big deal if you're American, then where does your inner world go? If everything that gave you your peace was based on an ego identity. And that's where we are. So many of us don't know what to do. We don't know who we are. We don't know where to go. We don't know who to talk to. Everyone we talk to seems to be in the same boat. So imagine one peaceless person talking to another peaceless person. Makes it a wonderful rock and roll party. So listen, let's pause for a moment of meditation, because I thought maybe the things I've shared with you today might be percolating some thoughts for you. I hope they are. Because we do have to come back to a sense of peace. What's so wrong with being peaceful on the inside? Let's have a wonderful meditation together. Let's take a deep breath and just feel yourself moving away from all of those limited attachments and just feeling yourself as peace. Om Shanti. As I sit here in quiet reflection, I'm reminded how my thoughts create my reality. I've accepted that I am what I am because of what I think. So what if for this moment I choose to let go of my various attachments to physical forms that have limited my potential and my capacity? What if I chose to be free from limitations of thinking? So just for a little while, I invite you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And imagine for a moment, what if I no longer had an attachment to my name? How would that feel?
What if I let go of the awareness of the gender? What if I let go of the roles that I play, the titles that I own? What if I decided to release thinking of myself as a religion, a language, a nationality? What if I choose to just let go of the name, gender, role, title, religion, language, nationality, and let go of the awareness of the body? How would I feel? Who would think of me in this awareness? And who would I think of? I would think of God. And God's remembrance would fall on me. And I, the living soul, would be completely free. Let me just sit in this moment for a little longer and just be free. Now gently bring back the awareness of your gender, language, nationality, title, role, name, religion, whatever. Bring it back to your awareness and see if you can bring the experience of freedom and peace as you go out into the world and play your various parts. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. It's funny, sometimes we can be so much in sound, and when we pause for a moment, we are able to recognize the power in stillness. There's no doubt that the waves of an ocean have a particular force about it. I've also seen the stillness of a river or the stillness of a lake has just as much of a force when you look at it. Is that when the lake is still enough, it's almost as if you can see the bottom, or you can see yourself so clearly because of the stillness. That which you couldn't see if with the waves of an ocean coming through, there'd be too many distractions. You know, when the waves are coming, you get so caught up on all the drama and all the noise and all the movements, but the stillness of a lake says, I see you. The stillness of a lake says, I see you. So when we're in the awareness of remembering that one of our greatest powers, one of them, is to be at peace with ourselves,
It's an opportunity for us to see ourselves so much clearer than if we were, trying to intellectualize our issues, or even if we play music, we can sometimes drown that out, or if we have a mantra and a mantra can help us to eventually getting to that still place, or you can have a guru, or you can have a scripture or read something. But when you choose to remember, I, the soul, originally am peace, what you're doing is as if you're waking up that memory, because we haven't served that memory in a long time. Instead, we have said, I am Mary, I am John, I am black, I am white, I'm an American, I am an African, I am rich, I am poor, this is my husband, this is my wife, this is my house. Did you like my car? Look at my clothes. You like my hairdo? Look at my new nail polish. All of that are the waves, the waves of the ocean. And they don't necessarily help us to really identify the true worth and the true power of the soul. Which is why sometimes when things aren't going our way, we can very easily lose it and really feed the energy of peacelessness, because I'm not remembering who I am. I remember too much of the waves, and I forget the power of the still lake. Let me know if you agree with me or not. Because today, not even just today, every day, we have to remember the power of peace. The world can be revolving around you, but you can stay still. You might have remembered last week I was telling you the story about how Antonia blamed me for something and I wasn't even in the room. Did you remember that story? I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago. I mean, she ordered something. I did not even press the button. And I wasn't even in the room. FYI, just to remind everyone. And what I had remembered, though, is that on that same day, she stayed on hold with the insurance company that was to replace our washer for at least 4 hours. And we were working together on the dinner table. And while we were working together, she had that annoying music playing in the background. Now here's the irony to my story to you. She drowned out the music. She was like, what you going to do? I don't know. She didn't listen to the music at all. And I was like, well, can you just turn that volume down? That was one request. The second request is, can you just take it off a speaker? Then when they come on, I'm sure you'll hear. She goes, well, maybe I won't hear them. And I was like, I did one of these things. I rolled my eyes, which is a sign of peacelessness. I just rolled my eyes. And I just said, okay, let me just continue working. So we're working and she's working and the music is playing. And guess what, everyone? You should have seen me starting to move my head to this godforsaken awful music. I forgot what the music was, but it was like one of these generic, break music that you hear. And I'm like, and she's nowhere even affected. And she's now laughing at me, watching me, and I couldn't drown out that music to save my life. It was like, what an annoying music. I just know when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to hear that song playing in my head. So, long story short, fast forward a few days now till today. Today I'm in the zone. There could be a hurricane going on around me. They could be the Himalayas falling down around me. I'm like, just like what Antonia did with that music 3-4 days ago. I just wasn't there. I was in the zone. I was with my lake. I was still. Whatever happened, happened. But I was still. I tell you this story from practical proof and practical experience. Sometimes you won't be still. Instead, you'd be caught up in the waves of the ocean. That's okay. Just make sure you know the real jewel and the real pearl is deep below and deep within. So when we do practice our story of Om Shanti, or we talk to the self with the reminder that, hey, soul, you are peace. You are peace. You are peace. What you're doing is you're awakening the peace inside. It's as if you're saying, wake up. Don't you remember how peaceful you are? Don't you remember peace is your religion? Don't you remember peace is your personality? Don't you remember peace is your power? And as you start to really have this internal dialogue with yourself where your peace is concerned, you will start to automatically feel your peace coming back to you. So let me know that this is making sense for you with your thumbs up or your heart shapes. And I'd love for us to go back into a deep dive of meditation, because we need to just be solid. Just let me settle. Let me settle in my peace, and let me settle in my stability. Let me go by my lake and see myself very, very clearly so I can be true to you. Take a deep breath. And let's enjoy this meditation together.
Om Shanti. I am Om. I am the soul, the conscient light, the living spark. I am Shanti. I am peace. Om Shanti. My existence is peace. My nature is peace. I am at peace with myself. I am at peace with God. I am at peace with my brothers and my sisters in this huge, unlimited family of humankind. My form is light. My religion is peace. To be is to be at peace. All questions are answered by the state of peace. I sit here in this physical body, moving through time and space with ease. My thoughts are peaceful. My words are calm. My acts are non-violent. My enemy is anger. My friend is the ocean of peace. From my seat of peace, internalized and with my inner eye focused on my soul at peace, I begin my journey. My silent, secret flight upwards, outwards, far beyond the material world of time and motion. I fly the silent rocket of my mind, out, beyond the cosmos, into the dimension of light, the abode of peace. My home is peace. My world is uninterrupted silence, vast and all-encompassing quiet. I am alone. I am at peace. Within the great world of silence, I am at the shore of the ocean of peace. I am the child of the ocean, and I enter into the ocean smoothly, easily, like a bird gliding on a current, and I move to the center of the ocean. I touch the point of light of the ocean of peace, and I become totally still. I am silent. The emanations at the center also pass through me, and I am charged with the great power of silence. I also feel I am radiating beams of silence. I am still, steady, balanced in peace. From this place of peace, I turn my attention to the earth and to all the acts, all the people, all the events and all possibilities, and I find I am completely detached. I see the cause and the result of each act, each circumstance, and yet I stay beyond it. I am not involved. I am free. I am the watcher, dispassionate, seeing everything clearly. I am the observer. I am peace. Each good thing, each bad thing, each act of charity and malevolence done by each person, even my own good acts, I watch and I let each one go. Each thing passes from the present into the past, and as it does so, I let it go, keeping my attention on the now. I watch the now, yet I am detached. I see the past, the now, and the future. I see the scheme of things, the natural flow of destiny, and I remain uninvolved, free, detached, yet full of love, care, and compassion for my family, the whole world. I see from beyond. I am with God. I am with the ocean of peace, and I see from that place all things passing, and I stay peaceful with the ocean. I have come to know that peace in the world can come when I am peaceful. I understand the only power who can change the world and take away the sorrow, the pain, the violence of the world today is God. I align myself with God. I sit with the ocean of peace, and I become a master ocean of peace, radiating peace with the ocean. All I have to do is just be. All I have to be is what I am, and that is peace. Om Shanti.
Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. You know, everything in life requires a balance. I'm not saying that every day we have to be peaceful, but I believe that every day we need to remember that we come from that place, that we have the ability, we have the opportunity to come from that place of peace over and over again. If my vibrations aren't peaceful, or at least if my vibrations do not have an element of peace in it, then what's going to be the vibe of the atmosphere? Have you ever been in a place where somebody had just finished getting really, really angry and you can feel the energy in the room? Have you ever sat in a meeting and you knew there was an elephant in the room, if you know what I mean? There's a heaviness in the atmosphere and nobody wants to address it because everyone's afraid to speak up with the boss or afraid to counteract what a particular person has said in the meeting. And you can feel the heaviness in the room, and you can definitely feel nobody in the room is at peace. All of that is coming from a vibration. And where's that vibration coming from? A thought. And what is the intent or the quality of that thought? It could be driven with ego. And remember what I said earlier. Wherever there's ego, they can't be peaceful. They can't be peace. Ego will not ever want to be around a peaceful person. It thrives on chaos. The greater the ego of the person, the greater the chaos that revolves around them. Why? Because their role is to simply create disruptions. It's to create confusion. It's to create hate and anger and frustration and fear. And yet, they can't maintain that forever because it's not a natural tendency of the human spirit. It is an acquired quality of the human soul. I wouldn't even call it an acquired quality. I would say it's an acquired trait in the soul. And if it's acquired, it can also be removed. But when it's natural and it's innate, it's sort of like, it's kind of like when you make bleach, get on your jeans, there's no way you can get it back. You can try to, dye it back as much as you can, but it goes in such a way that it just stays. The bleach on the clothes makes it white. So love and peace and purity, they will clear out any darkness if you use it. If you use peace on the ego, it's going to take it out. It's going to take out that stain. If you use peace on greed or attachment, it's going to remove that stain that's on your consciousness. That's how powerful peace is. Not just the example of a still lake, but have you ever thought of peace being like bleach? Not to drink though, but really like a bleach. It can take away any of your waste stuff that's going on inside of your head. So try to practice that more and more. Try to keep remembering, who am I? I am Om Shanti. I am peace. That's simple. I'm not going to be able to tell you anything too intellectually stimulating. I think the souls are tired of that. I think what we need is something simple, truthful, genuine, sincere. Not a lot of pump, not a lot of show, just simple stuff. I just want my peace back. I was sharing with everyone around dinner tonight. We haven't turned on the switch yet of how tremendously powerful we can be. The switch goes on, it goes off. There are moments where you can be very, very great, very powerful, and then you get irritated. I mean, how can a powerful soul get irritated over something small? If you're powerful, you're powerful. If you're peaceful, you are peaceful. It'll take a lot. And yet I can't help but turn to an analogy or a story about the elephant that got toppled by an ant in its ear. That's how fragile our peace can be if we're not paying attention to ourselves. So get out of the waves, enjoy them once in a while if you need to, but go by the lake. Look really deep inside of yourself and see who you really are. Use your peace as if it was bleach. Put it on your hate, put it on your fear, put it on your anxiety, put it on your frustration, put it on your despair. Even put your bleach of peace on your depression and transform it. Even if it's for a second, that second is your most priceless moment. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed our little chit-chat tonight. Let me see who's on today. I want to just welcome everybody. Janvi, it was amazing to meet Bill K tonight, and Mom, and Dad, and your sister-in-law. And thank you for the figs and the... I have to look in the other bag. Figs. Dates. Thank you. So that was very sweet. So Kiritbai, nice to have you. Divyani, Om Shanti. Christina Caldwell, 2 thumbs up. Hey, peace. Mukta, wonderful. Asmita, always good to have you. Bren, Nagashi, it's always so nice to see Gitanjali. She's growing up to be such a beautiful young lady. So lots of love her way. Zena, nice, welcome. Alyssa, Queen Razin, Jennifer Scotland, Zora, and Durga, Nita. Nita, the kids were gorgeous, and you have such beautiful babies. Such beautiful kids, Nita. It was so good to have you today. Felt like you should have just spent the whole day out there today. It was just such a perfect day. Julio, it was great to see you. Elizabeth, nice to have you. Praveen Bhai, nice to have you. Samantha McPherson, Om Shanti. Indu, Bill K, you're on today. Om Shanti, Bill K. The King, King Bill. I like that one for you, Bill. It was a delight and an honor to have met you. Everything John B. said was true. You're truly a genuine, beautiful gentleman, a beautiful spirit. Wonderful. Welcome to the family. Om Shanti Daksha, nice to have you. Nikhil Kumar Joshi and the family. Om Shanti, Kemcho, wonderful to have everybody. All right, everybody, Tantara, drummel. Akshay's point of the night. When we have found our inner peace, we no longer make rough waves in our mind. Just as the reflection on the still water is clear, we can see our true form just by looking into ourselves. Akshay, just please remember me when you change the world. Okay, don't forget the old people. Bring us in. What a brilliant young man. Hello, Bitcoin trader. Oh, Bitcoin trader is on. Bitcoin trader. Tulsi came by. He says, Bitcoins are up. Wonderful business. So if anybody wants to connect with Bitcoin trader, we like him. He's a pretty good guy. All right, so Bill K, nice to have you on. Oh, I'm so glad. Bill, it was just a delight to meet you. Just a delight. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us today. And hey, really take into consideration these thoughts about peace. It's, I would say maybe years ago, it was not really very appreciated. Now, I think more than anything else, we are seeking a kind of an inner peace that is so settling. It doesn't mean I'm comfortable in my house, or I have the perfect partner, or I have the perfect job, because all of that is changing. But the perfect peace is, do I like me? Do I like me? And do I have an intimate, close relationship with God, with Baba? Have I really allowed myself now to deepen my bond with God, knowing that everything else is perishable, but my connection and love for Source is not? All right. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And Asmita, nice to have you. Yeah, Asmita, wasn't Akshay's point amazing? I know, he's incredible. Beautiful. All right, so have a lovely, lovely night tonight. And if I don't get to talk or see you all for Rakhi, happy Raksha Bandhan to each and every one of you. And imagine me tying Rakhi on you and telling you, may God's light and blessings be with you from now and forevermore. May your eyes be filled with His sparkle. May your lips have a gentle purity and innocence about it. And may your ears only listen to that which elevates you and makes you feel like you're at home. So lots of love on behalf of all of us here. We send you the ultimate best wishes and pure feelings tonight. You take care of yourself. Om Shanti.